Hello and welcome in here to the National High School Showcase here in Plano, Texas at one of the Dallas Stars practice rinks. It's Dylan Pescatore. Oh, and my man Jim. Jim, thank you so much for joining us today. You're our Indiana correspondent today. You're a father of one of the kids on Team Indiana, and they're in the red, Team Arizona in the gray today. How great is it to have you here, and what game 1 of 5 this weekend for both teams?
Thank you, Dylan. I appreciate the invitation to put on your headset. Saves me the problem of setup. Feels great to be here.
Team Indiana in red, Team Arizona in gray. These two teams faced off last year at the same ice sheet. Team Arizona took that game 5-3, but completely different teams. And Jim, give us a little insight here. Team Arizona, a lot of these kids know each other, they play with each other, but this team for Team Indiana hasn't played with each other before.
Well, they have. They played. This is the third tournament this year they played together.
Okay.
They don't practice together. They're spread out throughout the state. We had, other than tryouts last spring, together on the ice as a practice, they've had one, and that was early March. Met up in Fort Wayne, and part of that was to pass off our gear to one of the dads who lives in the Indianapolis area who trailered most of it down.
Wow.
Some of the kids are here. They cut their spring break short. Flew to Dallas yesterday, and some of them are missing school.
Not a bad reason to miss school, I'll tell you that. So we're ready to go here from Texas. Ben Jones will take the draw for Team Arizona against Carter Now, who's a returner for Team Indiana. We're off and running here from Texas. Damrow will go chase after this one. Jones is going to come out and get it. Langnitz is the goaltender for Team Indiana today, along with Spencer Liebeck, who's in net for Team AZ.
So here's a tidbit for you.
Mm-hmm.
This line, they play together for Fort Wayne Carroll. They were 4A state champions in Indiana, and leading all-time scorer, state of Indiana.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
And who is that?
They produced, that is Dylan Braun.
Dylan Braun.
He's a winger. He's number 16 out there.
So he's right in front as Indiana's in the corner. Comes in on Liebeck. There's a shot, and it goes just wide. We're going to get a whistle here. And it could be a penalty. Looking for arm to come up from the official. And the net also came off down here on the far side. I believe we had that issue last year a lot.
That's an old trick.
Yeah, push it off on a long off. I think Liebeck showing off his, they don't ask you just to stop pucks as a goaltender. You also have to be high IQ, and that would be a high IQ play, at least until the official gets a little sick of that. Yeah. Wolf knocks it forward. Nick Wolf in the Bashaperi green helmet. Liam Smith applies the pressure. Wolf tosses it in front. Nice play. Knocking it down was Kraus. Looking to force it out is Farb. He's a returner from last year's team. Jasmine goes down low looking for Smith. It comes back out to the blue line. Shot by Hyverin, goes up and into the netting. Always great to see the different high school or travel team gears along with the uniforms that each player has to wear.
Yeah. I'm trying to get used to it now. I'm adjusting these old man eyes, trying to get the names with the numbers because some are different.
We're doing the same thing. Hyverin goes down low. Pesic is there. Chitka is in front. Barb knocks it down. Still loose for Connor Brown. It comes back out to Chitka. He feeds the point. Hyverin shot. Knocked down. Still loose in front, and Brown got caught up in his skates. Team Indiana will break out. Miller knocks it ahead. Gets the red and gets it in. Pressuring is Farb down low. It comes back to Nelson, who will knock it forward. Chitka forces it in deep. Logan Chitka, part of the Arizona High School Hockey champion Pinnacle Pioneers, who went to Nationals a couple weeks ago in Irvine, California. Nice breakout here from Team Indiana, and they'll knock it forward. Off the leg of the defenseman Paolo Wadzinski, teammates with Wolf back in Gilbert, Arizona for Bashaperi. It's a great tournament that the Stars put on here. As up ahead is Pesic. Pesic will look to cut to the center. His shot was blocked down. Nelson gets knocked into the wall. Pesic laying the hit. Comes back out in front. Oh, and a stop Lindness going left to right, and he stopped the trailing Hogenauer, who was coming down low along with Brown. What a save.
It's a good thing he stretched out. Did you see that spread there? The butterfly? Wow.
Jim, I know me and you couldn't do that.
No, you might be able to.
No chance. First big save of the day from Langness as he robbed Connor Brown coming down low.
Couldn't do it on purpose. It could be done on accident on the ice maybe, but one time.
And we'd be in the hospital a couple minutes. Up ahead, here's Schaefer. Schaefer has a man running in front. The shot goes high. That was Jack Welch, who was coming right down Main Street and just put it high of Langness' crossbar. Noah Langness is a big goaltender as well for a senior. He covers a lot of that net.
He got the goaltending award in our league this year. It's a pretty prestigious award. Yeah.
And also wearing a A for this team as well. Always a honor. As moving in and pushing him away was Rahela. As cutting down the center was Edmond. Breakout by Welch here. He'll go all the way across, and everyone gets a change. 3 periods of 15 minutes here and just a 1-minute intermission. They'll cut the ice between each game here at the Plano Stars rink. Dumping it in, going for a change is Burke. Hogenauer behind his own net, the senior from Notre Dame with the gold gloves. Missed the poking attempt. Moving in, the backhand try off the stick of Eggert went wide. Hogenauer had a piece of that as he rebounded to get that. Here's Illing the other way. Moving past his man into the corner. Here's Max Cable. Back to Illing, back behind the net. Has Jones out in front. Jones and Illing matching up in that state championship game. Cable goes in front. He's a returner to the showcase. He was with Team Copper last year as Team Arizona brought 2 teams. And now he gets the pick of the only team that Team Arizona brings this year. It was a wild, wild weekend. It was 9 games, or 10 games, I should say, for 2 teams in one weekend, Jim.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
And not only was it a lot for the players, but Ben and I didn't get a lot of sleep. We got a lot of cough drops on that Sunday on the way home. I'll tell you that.
Where was that tournament?
It was here last year. Team Arizona brought 2 teams.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that now that you said that.
It was Team Black and Team Copper.
They only won this year?
And only one of them won, one of them won this year, and only one team this year to this tournament, yes. Jaswin turns and shoots, and another nice save by Langness as he comes out to the top of his crease. Team Colorado brings 2 teams this year, but for this Team Indiana team, it's so impressive. Because you look at Team Arizona, you have all these kids from Phoenix, 1 kid from Flagstaff, and Liam Smith, who's out there on the face-off with the blue gloves. But kids from all over the state. Indiana is not, a small state to begin with either. Derryberry toward the net, tipped by Smith and wide. Picked up by Prisbaki, and out comes Team Indiana. 5 minutes in, 2 shots for Team AZ, no shots for Team Indiana. It feels like each team's feeling each other out a little bit right now.
When's the last time Arizona was on the ice together? Did they get some practices in prior?
They got a couple practices in the last 2 or 3 weeks, including tryouts, as Jasmine comes down the near side, looking to feed it in front. And all these kids have mostly played with each other. A lot of them play in their travel team together or against each other in travel. It is a state of hockey that is centralized in the big city in Phoenix, between Scottsdale, Gilbert, Tempe, and all the surrounding cities. Knocked ahead, here's Wolf for Chitka. He's 1-on-3 as his teammates are in a change as he tries to cut to the center. Off the bench comes Pesic. Puck bouncing on him, and a nice play by Talley as he forced it to the wall. Carson Kamen playing defense today, usually a forward, whether it be in travel, but taking the defensive role, and he can play both. He's a very athletic kid, skates well, and also has a lot of offensive touch to him. Welch looking to knock it forward, picked up by Team Indiana, and here they come. Shot goes over the glove of Levick and off the glass. That one off the stick of Carter Now, who's the senior, 5'11", 164, and a returner. It must be, and you also have a returner from last year in your son.
I do. It's his. He played with the U16. Most of these, I think this whole team, they all played U16. Most of them now are seniors. Last year we were very young.
Good to get that experience playing at tournaments like this, as there's the net on the other side. And Ben, you have to remind me, I don't know, you have a headset on, you got to let me know, whatever. I believe that was the net that continued to come off last year. Is that true?
Same net, same
Phonetically
spot.
correct these for you?
Yeah. So that net on the left side of your screen.
Yeah, that one not very well anchored.
Ben has cameras behind each net here in Dallas. He is, if you ever see him at one of the games that we're doing, please say hi. He is a genius, and he'll try to teach you 1% of what he does. This one comes out in front, and the rebound chance went just wide. I'm still trying to learn 1%, and we've done a lot of games together. Knocked ahead, breakaway chance, a 2-on-0 as Welch moves in past the
Nice save. Wow.
Langness with 2 key saves so far. Edmund shot, and Liebig gets his first chance to make his stop. Let's take another look at that save by Langness. It was a 2-on-0 rush as moving back was the defenseman. But right there, and a beautiful blocker save along with his pad.
Love those highlights coming back like that. Wow.
We're going to have Ben give you a little tips for the broadcast back home. Cable will look to move it out. Nice moves, and the shot went wide. Still loose in the slot. That was Illing who put it down low. Edmund comes out with it. Taken down on the play, no arms go up. A 4 officiating crew here at each game. 5 games for each team. 2 today, 2 tomorrow, and 1 on Sunday, depending on wins and losses. Depending on who they play, I should say. Jones inside. What a chance, and that's Alex Illing on the first goal. He batted it in. He wasn't above the crossbar, so this one will count, and the first goal goes to Team Arizona.
Oh, we got to see that one again. Here we go.
You have Jones down the left side. Nice pass from Illing, and watch Illing just go right down Main Street and knocks it in for the first goal today.
I thought he gloved it. That caught me off guard.
That's not an easy thing to do, knocking it out of midair.
Good for you, bad for us, Dylan.
All these games are in good fun. They do have a trophy, I believe, for the winners. I believe, funny enough, it is a big cowboy boot trophy.
Okay.
And which makes sense being here in Texas.
Well, we didn't get anywhere near that last year. I think we had 2 wins, maybe.
There were teams that didn't have any wins for sure. And like you said, how important is the experience? Because you said these kids played at tournaments before. How important is the experience playing at one of these to come back and now have one of them under their belt?
You know, so this team in past years, they did showcases in Pittsburgh for years. My older son played there. Then they moved it to St. Louis. And then, I don't know, was last year the first year for this?
Correct.
Okay. So this was a real gamble period. I mean, logistically, it's all flights. It's not, nothing's a quick drive. But I think that just having a lay of the rinks, the format, that's definitely advantageous. But not so much to the kids. They're on a bus. They just like gelling together at the hotel and the locker room, which is...
That's always the best part, right?
Well, that's the coolest thing about these teams in any state is that most of them are the better kids on their high school teams, and they play hard against each other throughout the year.
That's it. Smith.
That's a bummer.
Set up by Kamen as it took an Arizona deflection in front, and Smith had a wide open net. Langness was going from his left to his right. That was a fortunate bounce, as you're going to see Kamen down the right wing here, coming down, fakes the slap shot. Moved in front off an Indiana skate. Langness made the first stop somehow, and Smith puts it home for number 2. So even though Carson Kamen playing defense today, he's still getting on the board on the score sheet. Kamen had over 44 points in 15 high school regular season games this year.
Wow.
a really top player. As Cable moves in, his pass in front goes wide, and Rahela's going to go and chase after this one. Now, Jim, kind of explain the Indiana high school structure. Not these kids, not all of them play in the same league, correct?
No. There's 4 primary leagues throughout the state: North, South, East, and West. We're in the Michiana. We're right on the Michigan border. Michiana High School Hockey. The Hoosier League is Indianapolis, Fort Wayne. Actually, there's 5 because there's on the west side where we've got a couple players from the west side. Lake Central, more Chicago-ish, towards Chicago, but then when we have 4 classes. So
Levels.
throughout the year, each region will have a crossover tournament.
Okay.
And to qualify for the state tournament, you have to have 16 crossover games or whatever. So you have to play in these tournaments, and that's how they class you. It's not like football, basketball, where they class you based on school size. They class you based on how you did against the competition.
I think that's the better way to go about it.
I do too. So we went 1A through 4A. We played in 3A state tournament this year. Or no, I'm sorry, we played in 4A. We were 7th seed. But the Culver Academies, I don't know if
I've heard of that before.
Culver is a hockey school for sure. 3 teams, prep team that we never see. They play like Shattuck, St. Mary's out of Minnesota, and all the East Coast prep teams, Canadian teams.
Hogenauer backhands it down low, looking for Brown. Here's Chitka. You truly have each corner of Indiana hit with this team.
Yes. And some of these kids play for schools that are all natural, and every league's got schools that have mixed, and we do,
That's the same way, natural, pure, whatever term you want to use,
pure,
right?
I guess, yeah.
As Liebig is going to cover this one, 3:45 to go in the first period, 2-0 Team Arizona. Liam Smith and Alex Illing with the goals so far. And when you talk about natural, for those who don't know, it's every kid who goes to that high school plays for that team. And some high schools don't have enough kids to form a team, so they have to go to the neighboring high schools to make a team. And you have that as well. The Pinnacles of the world, the Notre Dames of the world, they are pure, but they're also, the Basha Perrys and the Campo Verdes and other schools in Arizona. They have to combine different schools. Mountain Ridge the same way. And some of these teams, just because of the lack of players in Arizona, have kids from 7 or 8 different high schools. And there's pros and cons to that, of course. Some kids, of course, you're going to see at school, but you also talk to some of the kids on the non-natural or co-op teams, whatever you want to call it, and they say, I have my friends at school, and then I have my hockey friends. And they have like 2 different friend groups there.
We have, throughout our whole state, there were only 32 varsity teams that played in this state tournament, 8 per division. We're fortunate enough, we had 2 teams. The only other team in our area that's pure is the team that Colt Medman plays for, St. Joe, and they actually went to nationals, so they were in California last week.
Look at that.
2 weeks ago.
Colt Edmond, number 11 on this team, Indiana team. Burke overskated this one, and E.J. Green will pick it up. Green is one of those players for Team Arizona that can go under the radar. He plays for Horizon High School. Didn't have the greatest year in terms of wins and losses, but had a big upset in round number 1 of the playoffs as they moved on to round number 2 and beaten by by number 1 Mountain Ridge, who lost to number 2 Pinnacle in the state championship. But Green is one of those players that a lot of the coaches are very high on. Here he is in the corner, back behind the net. Could come out of this weekend as a player who probably plays maybe even the best on the team this weekend. Turnaround shot goes off of Langness, but not out. Off the glass, comes to the side of the net.
Oh, Noah lost that.
That was Schaefer as it took a fortunate bounce right to him on the short side, and he had a wide open net to put it in. Good work down low as Green, along with Welch, and putting it into the back of the net, Schaefer, 3-0 with 2 minutes to go in the first. A couple of these goals, not against Langness at all, it was just unfortunate bounces.
Yeah, it was a shame. He was actually looking the other way. I think but it's our job to clear it out of there for him. He's got 5 helpers in front wearing red jerseys, so.
Braun goes ahead. Looking forward on the near side. Smith is going to knock it down. Looking for a 2-on-1. There's Nick Wolf. Looking for Jaswin. Gnaw couldn't get it away from Smith. Jaswin goes down low for Wolf. Nick Wolf, not the biggest player, but a big offensive player. Over 20 goals this year in 20 games in high school. And most of these kids also do play travel, getting more than work and workouts and playing with different kids, and also going to these different tournaments. A lot of these kids were in, Utica, New York, which you don't know where that is. I don't blame you. Syracuse, New York, right around there.
Yeah.
Upstate. And played a tournament up there, and I don't know why they put it up there, Jim. I don't know if you've ever been in that area, but there's not much over there.
So when was that tournament?
That was last weekend. And that was the different travel programs having their national tournament with 1 minute to go here, 3-0. And there's different tournaments. There's a Minnesota showcase coming up next weekend where I heard Team Colorado is going. Team Arizona, this team, Jim, just so you know, is only going to play in this showcase. So they only play one showcase together, and it's this one each year.
Okay.
And last year it was called the Lone Star Showcase. Now it's called the High School National whatever Showcase. I guess they lost the rights or whatever, the Lone Star. I don't know about that. I didn't get it.
Wow, you know what? I didn't catch that. I was still, well, my son's still wearing the sweatshirt from last year, so.
Hey, they can't take it away from him, I'll tell you that. I just knew because when I came in the lobby today and they have the little merchandise tent, they didn't say Lone Star Showcase on that. It said High School National whatever Showcase.
Okay. Well, that means we have to buy a new shirt.
That's how they get you.
Overpriced hoodie.
Yeah, that's how they get you right there. That's exactly right. Green looks defeated in front. 20 seconds to go here in the first period. Kamen for Schaefer in front. Welch's shot save, rebound. Green put it off the side of the net. Good passing play there from the three forwards as Welch, Schaefer, and Green paired up. 5 seconds to go in the first. Kamen will carry it, and we have a whistle here before the end of the period. Just trying to see what for. We haven't had a penalty yet in this game, so the penalty boxes have been clear. And we're going to get our first penalty, just as I said it. Schaefer goes to the box in the final 2 seconds of the period. Never a time you want to take a penalty, but he did just score, so give himself a little bit of credit there.
Well, you jinxed that one, didn't you?
I know, right? I just said it. So penalty here, 2 seconds. We'll see if Indiana can get a shot away. Right off the draw, they have a chance, and the shot is flubbed by Landon. And end of the first period, 3-0 Team Arizona. Goals by Alex Illing, Liam Smith, and Camden Schaefer. 3-0 after one. We'll be right back. Just a quick intermission for period number 2.
Did you do these bio sheets?
All right, back here for period number 2 here at the High School National Junior Showcase in Plano, Texas. 3-0 Team Arizona after 1 period. Caden Schaefer, William Smith, and Alex Illing with the goals so far. However, Team Indiana on the power play here to start period number 2. Schaefer in the box. He took the penalty with about a minute to go, or check that a couple seconds to go in the first period. So a power play here. Cable takes it away. Max Cable shorthanded, moving in, shooting, he scores! A shorthanded goal for Max Cable, 30 seconds into the second period, makes it 4-0 Team Arizona. Flub at the blue line for Team Indiana. They were looking to set up, and Cable goes the other way. It was a rocket of a shot as Langness was pretty far out of his net, and he went low glove and put it back behind him. Team Indiana still on the power play here. As Carter goes down low, watched by Madden Hogenauer. Back to the top, Carto's shot off the stick of Eggert and wide. Hogenauer picks it up, his clearing attempt knocked down by his skate. Kept in by Team Indiana, pass in front, nobody home. Caught up in the corner. Back behind now, drawn in front, one more try for Ganal. And Liebig held his post well. Nelson on this near side. Eggert down low, looking to feed the circle. Good setup here from Team Indiana as they go back to the top. Carto's shot tipped and couldn't find the way to the net. It went to the near side corner and cleared out by Team in Arizona. 35 seconds to go on the penalty against Schaefer. Caught up in neutral. Hogenauer takes it away. Hogenauer played a lot of forward this year for Notre Dame Prep as we get another whistle here.
Notre Dame Prep, I like that.
Yeah. You're from the Notre Dame area. Same colors, a little bit different. Notre Dame Prep has a little purple in them, rather than the navy blue that Notre Dame uses.
Are they Fighting Irish, or what do they call them?
They are not. They're the Saints.
Okay.
Notre Dame Prep Saints. But funny enough, 2 years ago, the team during their Thanksgiving break, as they're going to move this face-off all the way back to the Arizona offensive zone. I'm not sure why they called that whistle. I think maybe the officials thought it was a 5-on-5 icing. Nevertheless, they're going to give it Team Arizona offensive zone draw. 2 years ago during their Thanksgiving break, they played a tournament at Notre Dame, the university. So they got to go and play in, what's it called, Compton Family Arena. Is that true?
Have you been there?
I have not. I have to go.
Premier facility.
Jim, when I make it there, I will send you a text, and I can't wait. A couple of my friends have gone, and I have to go.
Yeah, you take it for granted. We had the College Football Hall of Fame in South Bend for 20 years as well.
Yep.
And, I went for special occasions. Usually if I had friends in town, we'd go. But, you take that stuff for granted, like the Compton, and your kids grow up playing there. And then you go to...
I know what you're getting at.
I mean, it's just too much. You don't fill it. You'd rather have the games
Absolutely.
at our regular barn at the Icebox. They're putting a third sheet in right now. That'll be complete. Here comes Joel.
Taken away. A shot goes high. The pressure coming there from Derry Berry as it goes back behind the net. But so that is where they hold the Indiana State Championships. Is that true?
No.
Okay.
They play very few high school games at the Compton now. That's the youth hockey though. Notre Dame's very generous with the ice time.
Gotcha.
They've got an Olympic rink. Then they've got their main bowl, the Lefty Smith Arena. The locker rooms just to be. And, all the little home team tricks where...
This one almost went in as they looked like Pesic. Yep, Pesic went between his legs looking to put it top shelf, and Langness had to close his legs to keep that puck out. Watch this play as Pesic made a few nice moves going down low and tried to go between his legs there. Showing off his skill. He also plays for Horizon with E.J. Green, but Notre Dame hockey just lost their 30-year head coach, Jim Jackson. Retired.
Jeff Jackson.
Jackson, I apologize. A great coach.
And Shanahan, former player, is now the head coach.
Look at that.
Yeah.
A great hockey program. So Jim, where do they hold the Indiana High School Hockey
In
Championship?
South Bend at our main at the ice box. Yeah.
At the ice box.
Yep.
Wow, look at that. So you guys don't have to go too far when you're going to the championship.
No, and it's a 2-weekend. Or you have the play down weekend and then the finals, and it's celebrating the 50th year of high school hockey in Indiana. They wanted to go back to Indianapolis to the original Carmel Ice Stadium, which is
in the Indianapolis area, correct?
North side of Indy.
Pesic in front, and this one another great save by Langness. That looked like Green on the back door. Pesic was feeding it. Could have been Chitka. And it looked like Chitka back door, and the net comes off for good reason as Langness made another really good save. Watch Pesic down this wall. And Chitka was wide open in front for the backdoor tap in, and Langness, he's had to go full splits a couple times so far today.
Yeah, he's pretty limber.
Noah Langness, a 6-foot, 180-pound goaltender, senior. And he's been outstanding. The score does not indicate how good of a goalie he is.
Going to the Air Force Academy next year.
Is that true? Wow,
Yeah.
Look at that. So an even better man
Yeah.
going to Colorado Springs.
Fine young man. And I just met his grandmother tonight, who is from Colorado, and he spends his summers out there.
You got to be a heck of an athlete to perform in, 7,000, 8,000 feet elevation down there in Colorado Springs?
Yeah.
Air Force Academy, a former Asha alum goes there, Parker Rydell, who plays for one of their club teams. And I don't know if you've ever been there, Jim, is a beautiful campus. 18,000 acres. It is stunning.
18,000 acres.
Think about that.
Yeah, wow.
Braun toward the net, another blocker save from Liebig. Hogenauer forces him to the wall. Iverin now on the far side. 13-6. The shots in favor of Team Arizona. 4 goals for Team AZ. 3 in the first period and 1 in the second, as this one hit the backup goaltender for Team Indiana on the bench, and that draws the whistle. About 5 minutes here into the second period of the first game of 5 for both of these teams here at the High School Showcase in Texas. So 50 years of high school hockey in Indiana.
Instead of going back to Carmel, in my playing years, that was the Taj Mahal, the original two-rink facility. But there haven't been a lot of updates in the last 40 years. Lack of parking. It's old compressors. So they hosted in South Bend, which is a neutral for most teams except for the southernmost Indiana team. But we played the playdowns again there this year. And everything used to be in Indy, and now we do it regionally. They spread the wealth. But then the finals were in Fort Wayne.
Where the great Comets play,
Yep.
Fort Wayne Comets.
And Fort Wayne Carroll, who was the 4A state, that line I was telling you about.
Yep.
So they got to play on their home ice. They went undefeated in their regular league. I think they were.
For the net, still loose, looking back door for Burke, and he couldn't put home a loose puck. And all the way across, looking for Nelson as the defenseman comes down low, takes a hit, but keeps it in the zone. Ganal one more time. He's the returner from last year's team. Here's Nelson at the top, all the way across. Big slap shot save by Liebig. Rebound came out in front. Loose puck as Derryberry doesn't have his stick, and now cleared out, and Cable is loose back behind the defense.
Indiana's definitely had some rebound opportunities, but just not in the sweet spot when they showed up.
And Jim, we were talking before we came on air how usually it takes this team a game or two to really kind of find their footing. It seems like, well, here in the second period, they're playing much stronger than they did in the first period.
Well, they don't have their passing game. This team, they're kind of known for passing once they're gelling, and I'm not seeing that yet today. And then the shorty that Arizona scored, that didn't help. That'll take the wind out of your sails.
Short-handed goals always do that. It goes down low, and they have to touch up. Rahela comes out with it. All the way across. Connor Brown, teammate of Kyle Rahela in high school for Mountain Ridge. A Mountain Ridge team that had a stellar regular season. 16-1-3 for the Mountain Lions. Made it all the way to the championship game where they fell to Pinnacle. Mountain Ridge, one of the original teams in ASHA, the Arizona High School Hockey Association. So the 25th year of ASHA, 25 years of Mountain Ridge hockey.
How many?
25 years. So you hit 50 this year, and Arizona just hit 25. As Hyverin's shot, did that go in? It did. The goal is marked by the official as Hyverin's shot got through and went to the back of the net. Let's see if we can get a look at how that went in. Watch Hyverin here at the top, number 4, and yep, went top right.
Yeah, screen out front. He never
Looked like Jack Welch, or no, I checked that EJ Green was in front and providing a really nice screen. And the score now 5-0 with 8 minutes to go in the second period.
That's brutal.
Hyverin, another one of those Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions as well. As this one comes out in front, wide open is Smith looking to put it home, but no space to do so. Team Indiana the other way. Braun shot went high. Hyverin might have got a piece of that one. Wolf looking to move it out, and he does with the help of Chitka.
Our number 11 out there, Edmund, he's coming off a 71 or 72 goal season.
Goal? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How many games did they play?
40.
Wow. Unbelievable. 40 games, 72 goals. At some point, you might just get sick of scoring goals if you score that many. Hyverin back up top. He just had the 5th goal. Hogenauer toward the net. Still loose. Smith poking at it. Langness all the way down. Where is it? It's out of the net. Langness getting everywhere in the crease to keep that one out. Bouncing puck. Went off the back glass. Hogenauer for Hyverin. Looking back door for the tip by Chitka. He was trying to do what Illing did on the first goal. Hyverin with a nice move. Indiana has numbers the other way if they hurry. Braun on the right wing has Edmund cutting toward the net. That went in. 8-1, making it 5-1. First goal today for Team Indiana, Dylan Braun.
A lightning wrister.
What a shot as he went high glove on or high blocker on Liebig and got a piece of the crossbar, but got enough in terms of over the line. A great shot, and that's exactly what we've been seeing in terms of Team Indiana. Slow start. Now they're looking to find their footing, and that's a big key for them, at least getting one in the back of the net, and they can see it now. So the 10th shot of the day for Team Indiana goes into the back of the net. Dylan Braun from Carroll. And that's the high school that that this team has the most from. 5 from Carroll.
Yeah.
Paolo Wadzinski over for Jaswin. Jaswin down low for Cable. Cable in front, and it just almost went wide. That one almost went off a Team Indiana skate and into the back of the net. Been some fortunate bounces so far for Team Arizona, but they have played very well to boot. 16 shots to 10. As Paolo Wadzinski will chase after this one. Burke with a nice pressure. Almost gets a turnover. As Paolo Wadzinski will go over the line and get it in deep. He takes a hit, loses his stick as well, as it goes to his Basha teammate, Max Cable. Jaswin looks to feed the point. Pesic for Jaswin. They play catch. Payman drags and shoots, goes wide. Arson came in, who won 2 state championships. One won his freshman year. As Pesic comes down the wing, his shot was blocked, and then he just won his senior year as well.
So in your state tournament, is it one class?
One class. So what happens with our great league of ASHA is that there's 4 divisions, D1, D2, D3, and JV. But it's mostly the same high schools. Not every kid goes to that high school like we talked about, but mostly the same high schools. But our biggest league, or our top league, is Division 1. And depending on the year, there's 10 to 12 teams. This year there was 12 teams and 20 kids or so on each team, and then you move down. So a lot of the freshmen start at D3, and then you get better, go up to D2, D1, etc. And D1 is our biggest and most skillful league. And all these kids played in D1 for at least 1 year. Most of them, I would have to look back, but I would go on to say most of them have played 2 or 3 years. Some of them played 4 years at Division 1, which is not an easy or normal thing to do.
Yeah, it's not in ours either.
you got to work your way up, right? Yeah. And especially as a freshman, you're coming in, not at the height or the weight of a lot of the seniors and juniors that you'd be facing at D1, but or even at the speed of the game.
And in many cases, you're better off being a big fish in a little pond, right? Instead of a fourth line on your top team, be first or second on the other and build your skills. And
that's what a lot of these kids have had to do. And they all had great years at Division I for each of their teams that they've played, and then their travel teams that just ended. Eggert knocks down, and it's
that's Caroline again.
That's Ganahl, puts it in the back of the net. Him, Eggert, and Miller as well on the goals. 5-2 on a beautiful shot. It didn't look like he had much of an angle, but turned and put it up above the shoulder of Liebig. That goal was moving, but Liebig put it off and put it in the back of the net.
There's no such thing as a bad shot on goal.
No, there is not.
Well, the coach did juggle the lines a bit coming into this period. He's splitting them up a little bit.
Oh, line change. Ganahl gets the goal. 2 straight from Team Indiana. With 3:55 to go in the second period. The game started early this morning. Started at 8 o'clock local, which is 6 a.m. back in Arizona. As here's Braun's shot, saved by Liebig. Rebound goes to Braun, and Hyvren takes him off the puck. And there's games all day. Team AZ plays again today at 5:45 local, 3:45 here in Arizona, as Green look to feed the front. And we'll have that stream for you right back here on the Asha YouTube page. Team AZ takes on Team California later today at 3:45 back in Arizona. Ben and I will be there for you. Jim, we're going to miss you that day, but I know you got another game to go and do. With Team Indiana play later today.
Cali, I think.
Also play against California. We'll have to check the schedule.
Yeah.
It's a very intricate schedule is what I would say. A lot of teams playing at different places. Team Indiana will play Team Texas tonight.
Oh, yeah.
At 5:30 local. And I'm sure my man Jim's going to be all over that one. Team Texas earlier today lost to Colorado. Nice passing here as Wolf just missed on the shot, but the 3 forwards were locked in there as they went back and forth. 3 minutes to go here in the middle frame. We had another penalty. Our second penalty of the day, and who are they going to get? It looks like Smith for tripping. So they're going to take Liam Smith in the second time that Team Indiana gets to go to the power play. They were not successful in their first try, but they've looked much better here in the second. Have a chance to cut it to a 5-3 game.
Here's a tidbit for you, Dylan. This is Coach Menard, our head coach at the airport. So we missed the game, but he's a Western Michigan grad.
Oh, absolutely. He must be over the moon right now.
Oh, he is. He is. He was there in the late 70s.
So he went to the game last night?
No, he did not. He was flying in from Indianapolis, but he played at Western Michigan.
Look at that. So he was a Bronco.
Yes.
And that program is getting better and better down in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And what a win for them yesterday. That was a heck of a hockey game.
Yeah.
Between Western Michigan and Denver.
Yes, it was.
So he'll be here. Now, I hope that you guys, so that championship game is Saturday night. I'll have to check the schedule. Hopefully, in Team Indiana won't have to play during that game. Oh, well, they're going to have to play at 4:30, so game starts at about 6:30. He'll be all right. And he'll be locked into his Broncos as they take on Boston University on Saturday night. That Western Michigan team came down to play ASU earlier this year. Got to go to a couple of those games, split that series. But that Western Michigan team has been good all year long.
So the Penn High School,
yes,
where Noah Langness goes, and then my son, their head coach was a goaltender at Western Michigan, and then he played played professionally. He was at the game last night.
Big save by Liebig, and then it went just wide. Indiana pushing here. They've had 2 straight, and finally a clear from Team AZ. That was a big chance in front, and Liebig was a little bit out of position as Smith is in the box for 40 more seconds. Edmond takes a shot. Blocker save by Liebig. Kamen watching his man as it goes back behind the net. Team Indiana setting up now. In the circle, shot was blocked. 2-on-1 the other way, short-handed. It's Cable and Pesic. Cable down the circle, shoots, save by Lingness. Big stop by the Indiana goaltender. 1:11 to go in the second period and 14 seconds until Smith comes out of the box. Cable had the shorthanded goal earlier in the game, and he had Pesic, but the defenseman played it very well as he was taking away the pass, as that looked like Sam Krause on his way back. He played that very well.
He did.
So an offensive zone draw here, shorthanded for Team Arizona, as they like to kill off a little bit more this time. Illing will toss it down low. 1 minute to go in the second period as bodies go flying back behind the net. Smith comes out of the box, and we're back to even strength. So 2 penalties, both came against Team Arizona, and they come out of it with a shorthanded goal, and pretty fortunate that Team Indiana didn't capitalize on a couple of those chances. Favre will have to come back to the logo. 35 seconds to go here in the second. Illing looking to drop it for Brown. Ben Jones looking for it. Kamen overskated it. 25 seconds now. Favre across the line, a 3-on-2 as he had Nelson down low. He circles at the top of the zone. Jones couldn't get his stick down in time. Rahela takes his man to the wall, as Ben Jones will go to Connor Brown. Up ahead for Illing, one last try, tied up on the play. Great defense by Team Indiana in the last few seconds of the second period. And that's how we end the middle frame. Illing looked to be on a 2-on-1 or at least a 1-on-1 of sorts. And coming back was Nick Talley, it looked like, and that was a heck of a defensive effort. End of the second period, 5-2 the score. We'll be right back. Back here for period number 3. My man Jim and I, Dylan Pescator, my man Ben Smith, producing, directing, I don't even know what other terms we can use for him. Controlling, managing, every
juggling.
adjective. You're juggling. I mean, Ben, you could probably juggle while you do all this. Nice shot taken by Braun and a save by Liebig. 5-2 the score here in the third period. Ben has us covered here. You see the camera in your top right. Camera behind each net. There's one of them. Camera at center ice. And sit up here at a perfect spot here at center ice. A nice little platform for us to have a table here and a great view as well. Pinal on the draw. Hyvren for Team AZ. And this one will come up, out off the glass. Not out of play. Carto toward the net. Helmet stop by Liebig as it hit him right in the face. Might have took a deflection.
There we go.
One more try and a save by Liebig. This Team Indiana team has really started to pick up the momentum here, as that was Ganaw moving in front. He's been a heck of a hockey player so far in this one. Had a great year last year. Welch in front, back door, and they score. Orion Pesic. Or did it go in? Did that go
Wow.
off?
Well, I don't know if it went in or not, but they called it off or whatever.
Oh, they
Let's
called it
see.
off.
Was that a save? Watch your top left here, folks. Oh my goodness!
Oh, Lord.
Can you believe that?
Wow, look at that. Look at the way he sprawled out.
I apologize. I cannot assume it with Noah Langness in that. That is a save of the year candidate right there. Pesic was wide open back door, and Langness made the stop. He dove out with his glove. There's not a lot of saves I've seen better than that one.
That was outstanding.
What a stop that is.
Got to fix the scoreboard now.
Yeah, fix that. Hey, I don't blame you. I think a lot of people
Well,
in
it
this
looked
building
like
thought it
you
was
guys were selling. You know, a little selling going on there.
I think everybody but Pesic was celebrating,
Yeah.
which, hey, I don't blame him. From where we saw, it looked like an easy tap and goal, but all credit to Noah Langness for not giving up on the play and making a heck of a save. Pesic for Smith. As we stay 5-2. It was Pesic back door. Couldn't put it home. Chitka, Pesic back up top. Carson Kamen. Kamen circling, goes off the wall and in deep. One more try. Pesic in the slot. Feeding it up top. Kyle Rahela to the center. Pesic one more pass. Kamen shoots. Save by Langness. He has made a ton of saves as Burke will go for a change and Liebig will play it for Rahela. 2:20 into the third period. Team Arizona definitely with more jump here in the third. It was a second period that was equal in terms of goals scored as Kamen shot didn't make it to the net. But Team Indiana definitely had the majority of chances. Kamen will come back, pressured by a couple Indiana forwards. Rahela. Carteau flips it out. Ahead, Edmond with space. Edmond's shot got deterred by Kamen and off the wall. Jaswin forces it out. Here's Carson Kamen, Pinnacle Pioneer. He played 3 years of high school hockey. Even though he was at D1 his freshman year, went over to Boston to play at an academy over there for his junior year and came back for his senior year, and he had a year for the ages and a year that ended out in a championship ring for Pinnacle, who went 3-0 in nationals in Irvine, California in their round robin.
So you're number 13 there in the gold lid.
That's right.
Is that Notre Dame Academy?
So that's Notre Dame Prep. Exactly. Here's Drew Jasmine with the puck. He's a Notre Dame kid along with Madden Hogenauer, who is a defenseman. He's on the ice as well with the gold gloves. Number 3. Edmund shot, saved by Liebig with the glove. And it's interesting because you got the different colors. You know, Team Indiana has the green helmet or the maroon helmet. You know the gold helmet, and you can tell that from a mile away. So 2 Notre Dame kids on this team. The high school that has the most would either be Pinnacle or Mountain Ridge.
Penn High School wears gold helmets typically.
Oh, look at that.
My son brought his black. They switched to gold last season.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
And what is their mascot?
Kingsman.
The Kingsman. That works.
But lacrosse, football, everybody wears gold helmets, but it's a custom order in hockey. So it was tougher to put together year after year, and then finally we just bit the bullet
and got the gold.
And
Penn Kingsman. Here's Ben Jones. Jones, nice pass for Schaefer. Schaefer looking back door for Welch. Welch goes down for Jones. Back up top. Here's Hogenauer. Toward the net. Tipped in front. Save. Rebound. They score. Jack Welch makes it 6-2 Arizona. Beautiful job as Hogenauer put it in front. The tip by Schaefer. First save by Langness, but back door was Welch to put it in the back of the net. No chance for Langness here, as he had an opportunity, but Welch just found a way past and makes it 6-2. Jack Welch from Hamilton High School, helped out by his Hamilton teammate in Schaefer. So the first goal of the third period goes the way of Team Arizona. Smith looking for Pesic, taken away. Braun ahead. Hogenauer knocks it off his man's puck. Green taken down by Braun as Favre picks it up. Favre across the logo, 3-on-2 for Team Indiana. Hyvren pokes it to the corner. Pass Braun picked up by Green. E.J. Green across for Pesic. Pesic will circle the net, wrap around try, and the net comes off. They're going to fix that as Team Indiana comes out of the zone. Nice job by Pesic there as he was using his speed going around the net. Green drops it. Pesic one more time, taken away. Burke will start it. He goes 1-on-4 and is in a crowd of Team Arizona defensemen. Still comes out with the puck. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third period. 6-2 Team AZ in front. It was 4-0 Team Arizona. And then it went to 5-0, and Team Indiana got 2 goals, and the momentum went their way, along with the help of a lot of big saves from Noah Langness. This was the chance earlier. Langness with a couple more saves, and that one, he would have got that one as well, as Pesic just couldn't turn his wrists over in time. Back out to the blue, into the near side corner. Off the wall, Carteau can't keep it in. Odd man rush, Welch looking for Jones, taken away by Burke. Jones takes a few knocks as Derryberry will go across looking for Palowadzinski. Carteau off the wall, and Derryberry will go chase after this one. Tyson has 2 brothers, Mason and Logan. Both went through Asha. Both or at least one played at ASU for the club teams, the ACHA teams. A lot of these kids will head to school, either play for their club team or trying to look to play hockey at the next level, which is a big reason why they're here. Off the pad of Liebig. Knocked down by Miller. Tyson was here last year with Team Copper. Played a big role in their success. Also, Jim, Tyson is what I like to call a future broadcaster. Not actually. He joined me for a game on the broadcast as Team Copper was playing Team North Dakota. He got hurt in one of the games. Couldn't play, but decided to have a great impact, and that was coming on the broadcast. I believe that game went to a shootout as well, so that was an interesting one. Another knock of the outside of the post as Carson Kamen went down low. And Team Indiana is going to clear it all the way down. A good clear as it won't go down for an icing. Comes in on Liebig. 8 minutes to go in the third period. Skating ahead is Illing. He stops on a dime looking to feed the center. Kamen comes back out to neutral. Each team will play 2 games on Friday, today, and Saturday tomorrow. And then 1 game on Sunday before each team heads home. Hogenauer goes down the wall. It's Brody French all over him, the junior. Almost a rising senior. This one goes off the post as well. And that net is definitely a little loose, is why we're going to get the whistle.
Is the whole tournament played at this facility?
So we have this facility, and then there's a Farmers Branch rink as well. I don't know if you went there last year. Maybe
we did.
So it's this rink and that rink as well. I'll give you a little tip. So Team Indiana will play at the World Rink, which is right across the way. So you'll play against Team Texas at that sheet. And then, you'll be here pretty much all weekend other than what happens in Game 5. I'm not sure. But you'll be here at the Plano facility between Plano and Farmers Branch. Not too far away, probably about 15 to 20 minutes. It's a nice facility over there. 2 floors, 2 ice sheets, I believe. Maybe 3. I'm trying to remember from last year. But it's a good tournament they hold here. You can see both rinks from the little, I guess, hallway you can call it, where parents don't have to sit in the cold, but they can still watch their kids play. Too cold today, I would say.
My wife was wearing her hockey mom long North Face puffy coat. You see a lot of those probably on the East Coast.
Oh, absolutely.
She was wearing it through the airport in Florida. We came in from Tampa.
From Tampa, beautiful place. Here's Team Indiana moving in, pass in front off the leg of Hyvren. Goes back behind, one more try, looking for Braun in front. Was Edmond coming out from behind. Jaswin picks it up. Here's a 3-on-2. Jaswin has Pesic with him along with Smith. He takes it down the wall, tried to feed it in front. Pesic will take it at the goal line. Pass in front, Hyveren shot, saved by Langness, rebound, Jaswin poking at it. Where is it? Langness has it and gets the whistle. Good pressure there as Hyveren put the shot in, and then Jaswin went to work. And Langness with the save. I don't mean to shout her out in a bad light, but our director of marketing, Jenna Maisel, was worried if she was going to be cold in these rinks today. From her look, she seems like she's pretty warm today. We'll see if we can get Jen on for an interview later in a couple of these games. She's shaking her head. She already had her airtime during the second intermission of our state championship game. She does a great job. If you don't follow us yet, please do. On Instagram, on Twitter, on every social media site at Asha_hockey. As we have some pushing and shoving here between Nelson and Pesic. Follow us here on the YouTube page as well. Asha Hockey. About 4 years ago when we started streaming games, this channel had about 800 subscribers, and now we're up to almost 1,700 subscribers. So a lot of people love to watch, and well, I don't blame them. Ben does a heck of a job in putting on a good show.
So are you mentoring someone to take over for you next year?
That's the question, Jim. That's the question. If you want to throw your hat in the ring, move down to Arizona, you let me know, Jim. Okay.
I'm hoping someone takes over our high school team.
We gotta get somebody out here. We're taking applications. I don't know if we actually. I have no idea. I'll be looking for people. I hope they can do a great job and leave it better than they found it. That's the goal every time.
Sure.
Do a little better and just highlight these kids for the great athletic accomplishments that they do. And we talked about it before, Jim. The reason that you stream your games for Team Indiana, we'll talk about that right after this, is Pesic comes down the line, feeds the center, in front, backhand shot saved by Langness.
Nice save.
And we have a player down back behind the net. As he slowly gets up, that looks to be Derryberry. As the defenseman was cutting down the middle, we're going to have a penalty here as the arm comes up. But Derryberry, who's usually a defensive defenseman, was coming down, had a wide open lane. Nice move to the backhand. But Langness with a better stop. And we're going to, I believe, get a penalty here as the arm came up. Yep, the door comes open, and Carteau will go to the box. 5:30 to go in the third period. Penalty against Team Indiana, their first of the day. First time we get to see the Team Arizona power play. Let's see how they run it. It'll be Rahela, Kamen, Green, Schaefer, and Welch. So that's the first of two units here for the power play as Rahela will start it up. He mans the power play for Mountain Ridge, along with Mason McCosh for the Mountain Lions. Kamen for Rahela. Rahela toward the net, saved by Langness, rebound in front. Oh, what a save. How did that not go in?
Wow.
Kamen wide open in the slot, and Langness with a great job if he got a piece of it. Kamen for Rahela. Welch is on the other side. Look for Welch. His shot goes high. So Carteau in the box, a 2-minute call. This one stays onside. E.J. Green, one more pass, taken away by Team Indiana. And forced all the way down, or at least into the Team AZ bench, which will draw a whistle. The reason we do all these streaming, and this isn't a $60,000 a year job, I'll tell you that, nor should it be. But we're here to highlight these great kids and the great accomplishments that they do and the great play that they have. For a lot of the parents and different relatives and friends that can't come to the rink and can't be in the area. I'm sure you've had a lot of parents come up to you and say, oh, I have a friend or whoever watching from this place or that place.
Yeah.
What are some of the crazy places you've heard, if you remember?
Oh, well, Colorado's a common one. One of our players last year, the year before, had relatives in the Alaska area, so they tune in on a regular basis. But most of them, as they come in, and since we're doing Facebook stream, they'll say, Quick joke with Grandpa watching from D.C. or, my mom's always North Carolina.
A lot of people from different places in the country and even sometimes the world. I'm trying to remember the country. We had one person watching from an international country. And I think it was like 3 a.m. that night. Jasmine in front, his shot, he didn't get much on it, and Langness with the save. 4 minutes to go here in the third. The power play still on for Team Arizona, their first of the day.
My oldest son played at University of Dayton.
Yep, in Ohio.
And their home games, they usually had a drunk student streaming from somewhere, but depending on where they played, we could tune in and watch, and some of the programs had really nice setups and commentators, and always students, usually journalism students, getting their voice out there.
Chitka's shot goes up into the netting as he was coming down the center, and that's the best part, being able to watch. And I was talking with the Cable family a couple weeks ago. Max Cable, his brother Cameron Cable, played for Asha for a couple years for Bacha, and I think they were at his game in Arizona, but watching Cam's game in Pennsylvania. He goes to Duquesne University, and I think he scored an OT winner that night. So shout out to Cam Cable. He's a heck of a player and a big body in front of the net. Chitka for Hyveren as they play catch. Back to 5-on-5 here as Carteau came out of the box. So the only chance for the power play for Team Arizona is unsuccessful. 6-2 the score, and it's been 6 different goal scorers as well for this Team Arizona team. Alex Illing, Liam Smith, Camden Schaefer, Max Cable, Josh Hyveren, and Jack Welch. So 6 different scorers, and that's always a good thing.
Yeah, they're spreading the wealth.
And they could easily have 8 or 9 goals if not for the stellar play of Noah Langness tonight. He has been excellent. I should say today. It's the morning. So used to doing games at night.
That was Gannard Braun again?
Let's see who's on the line.
It's Przbecki, yeah.
Przbecki with his first chance, and it goes in the net right off the draw, and it went off the crossbar and in. Let's see a replay of this. The green helmet right off the draw. Oh, he let it fly, and it went over the shoulder of Liebig and into the back of the net. Heck of a shot, and a great goal. So 6-3 the score now. 3 minutes to go here in the final frame. Team Arizona, their second game today will be at 5:45 local, 3:45 back in Arizona. They'll take on Team California. 2-on-1 for Team Indiana, Farb and Braun. Here's Farb, his shot saved by Liebig with the glove and got a piece of his teammate as well as Pesic was coming back. Oh, Przbecki with the goal. He's right back out there on the ice. So you said he goes to a Michigan school, but he's in the Indiana high school program.
They actually play in our league. Southwest Michigan, it's Kalamazoo County.
Kalamazoo, okay. So right there, Western Michigan.
Yeah,
there you go.
They're just over the Indiana line, and they draw from. It's a tryout team, but Michigan's got different rules, and they can only play a maximum of. They can only play from November to February or something, and no more than 20 games. So with this team, these kids, some of them play with their high schools or a Michigan schedule.
They saved by Langness on Kamen there.
And then they come together and play our full regular season. They put together some good teams over the years.
Look at that. So Southwest Michigan playing for Team Indiana. Now, you also have some of these teams in this showcase. Not all of the players are from their state. I just saw Team Midwest, I believe. It was Nebraska, Kansas, and Iowa.
Okay.
So they had a cool little logo between their 3 states that they all come from. Rahela's going to go to the box here on a call as he knocked down his man near the bench. So a power play for Team Indiana here, down 3, 2 minutes to go. Let's see what they got here. Might have been interference. It was a roughing at least. They're going to call interference. So third power play of the day for Team Indiana. Their second one was not successful, but they had a lot of chances on that. Let's see if they can make this a 2-goal game. Interference, the call against Rahela, a 2-minute penalty. Nall wins the draw. Caught up at the half wall. Grouse can't keep it in, and Green forces it down. Nelson back, Green forechecking on him. The game clock 5 seconds ahead of the power play. That has 1:40 to go. Nelson across the line for Team Indiana. Has Egger, goes to the circle. One more pass for Krause, goes back of him, and he'll have to go chase after this one. 90 seconds to go. Naw for Nelson, for Eggert. Nice tic-tac-toe passing play there. Taken away. Welch forces it out. Parteau forced right in front of the penalty box. The physicalities are picking up here as Schaefer has to be separated from a Indiana forward. These teams have mostly never seen each other. A couple of these Team Arizona kids played Team Indiana last year, but not much prior experience. Those physicalities have picked up as the game has gone along. Final minute of play here from Plano, Texas. 6-3 the score. Team Arizona on the PK here. Welch backhands it ahead for Jasmine, but not enough juice on that one. Krause puts it off the blocker of Liebig. Hyvren with 30 seconds now. We'll go off the wall and out. Jasmine pressuring along with Welch. Drag, the shot went high and wide. Burke looking to keep it in, and he does. Jasmine looking to force it out, goes off the wall. Welch turns his body. That one did come out. A quick 2-on-1 ahead. Burke shoots. Post. Team AZ couldn't get it out, and Burke rings iron here. 2-1, and that will do it to the end of this game. 6-3 the final score. They did call a penalty on Rahela there at the end. It doesn't mean anything as the whistle blows. 6-3 the final score. Team Arizona takes this one in game one. Jim, what were your takeaways from that game for Team Indiana?
Shaking the dust off. Yep, they'll be better this afternoon. Their passing will be sharper. They'll probably shuffle the deck a little bit on lines, trying to get them to gel up a little bit, but shaking off the dust.
And that's what they will do. Team Indiana plays later today at 5:30 against Team Texas, right back here at the Plano rink. Team Arizona plays against Team California later today at 5:45 local, 3:45 back in Arizona. We'll have you on the stream here at the Ansha Hockey live stream as both teams shake hands. We thank Ben Smith as well for doing a stellar job. And Jim, thank you so much for joining me here on the broadcast.
Yeah,
Switching
thank
the bat.
you, Don. Same to you.
And it was great to see you again, and we'll see you guys back for game 2 later today.